This video was posted to a not further disclosed profile, but it is said that this was shared by a concerned mother who heard her son screaming one night. As she walked into the room, nothing seemed out of place, but then she took a look at the security camera footage. The boy seemed to be playing with an invisible force that then pushed him on his back, which then made the boy cry, and the mother intervened. If this was something paranormal is unknown, but the mother states that she is watching her son like a hawk from now on. The man in the following video believes that something paranormal is going on in his home. In these other recordings,
a person's been detected in my house 6 minutes ago. It says someone was here. Look, there's nobody here. There's no one here. I noticed yesterday there was people detected too, and so I checked the cameras on yesterday's video. Okay, hold on. Okay, alright. Here, check this out. Look, no one. And then watch this. Look. And then it just disappears. And then I check the second camera in the room and check this out. Look. The shadow right there. But there's no person. I don't know what to say.
This was not his own shadow, so do we have to assume that something evil had entered? Who knows? Hello guys, time for scary videos that you can simply not watch alone. On the evening of May 29th, 2018, a man was relaxing in his home when he began to hear unusual sounds coming from the basement. Initially, he suspected that a squatter might have secretly taken up residence in his home without permission. However, still uncertain, he decided to investigate further. What he discovered was far more terrifying than he could have imagined.
Doing this cabinet crown, and I think there's a squatter in this house. I think it's in here. Hello? 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 Anybody here?
Upon reaching the basement, he found no sign of anyone there. Strangely, the lights began to flicker on and off, despite the light switch being visible and untouched. It was at this moment that the man realized he was not dealing with an intruder, but rather something more sinister, an entity of the paranormal nature. Determined to get to the bottom of the situation, he continued his search, though his skepticism was quickly fading.
Hello? Hello? Who is it?
To his shock, the basement door inexplicably swung open, despite no one being there. As he approached to inspect, the door suddenly slammed shut behind him. The lights began to flicker once more, this time so intensely that it caused the man to drop his phone in fear. What happened next was even more chilling. The phone, lying on the floor, started spinning as if it was being manipulated by an unseen force. The man, now thoroughly terrified, decided he could no longer stay in the house. He moved out a week later and since then has experienced no further paranormal occurrences. This TikTok was shared by Nicoleton711, who is working on different film sets, and in this case, it was a set for Warner Brothers, and she gives us a little tour.
So this is the stage where they filmed The Conjuring, and here's the hole in the stage that we made, but they also had one in The Conjuring. And a paranormal investigator actually went down here and investigated and heard her name being called. And it's really creepy.
It is believed that Nicole didn't notice it at the time, but a pair of glowing eyes seemed to pick out, right at her. It's not really clear what it could be. Maybe just some exposed metal that is reflecting, or something more sinister. One night, Jermaine was exploring a remote cemetery and found an old Ouija board on a weathered gravestone. Despite his better judgment, he decided to take it home. The board, decorated with a pentagram and what looked like 5 drops of blood, intrigued him. Though skeptical about the supernatural, Jermaine decided to try it out. A few days later, strange things started happening in his house. One night, he woke up to creepy noises and recorded these events.
Escuchen. Esos son los sonidos que le hablé. Justo de madrugada, escuchen. Nadie me va a decir que esos son gatos. Escuchen. Son pasos. Son pasos. Ok. ¿Quién anda ahí? No hay luz. Ok. Está la puerta abierta. ¡Ey! ¿Quién está ahí? Ok. Voy a buscar la picana. ¿Qué? ¿Quién anda ahí? ¿Qué mierda? ¿Quién anda ahí? ¡Ey! ¿Qué pasa? ¡Ey! ¿Hay alguien ahí? Otra vez la mujer. Mierda. Otra vez lo mismo.
He found nothing inside his closet, but saw a shadowy figure pass by the window. As he checked the house, a loud noise startled him, showing a mess with items scattered on the floor, including the Ouija board. The next night, he woke up again to something even scarier.
Mire. ¿Qué quiere? ¿Qué quiere? Está la sal. No puede pasar porque está la sal. No puede pasar porque está la sal. ¡Hey! Quiere entrar. Está la sal. ¿Qué es eso? ¿Qué quiere? Miren la sal. ¿Qué mierda es eso? ¿Qué mierda es eso? Cortó la luz. ¿Qué es eso? Mierda es eso. Luz. Mierda es esa.
Since bringing the Ouija board home, these events have been happening every night, making him more and more afraid that something evil is trying to enter his home. And when he checked, he found no one, just a small flame flickering on the ground, Jermaine now fears that the Ouija board he took from the cemetery might be cursed, causing these ongoing hauntings in his home. Let's see what happens next. This clip was uploaded by FrostmareTV, and it certainly is very strange. It seems to have been taken from a CCTV in some sort of gravel yard or maybe a construction site. The CCTV picks up a bizarre shadow figure that appears to be floating through the yard. If you look closely, you can make out what appears to be a head and even two arms. It also seems that some dogs in the area have noticed the figure as well. They look to be running and barking towards whatever it is that is floating through. Things get even stranger though as it moves up towards the road. It seems to become more and more human-like. This is definitely a very mysterious video. What could possibly explain this odd capture? Do you think this is truly a ghostly spirit caught on the CCTV? Now we are following a brave adventurer named S. Our tale begins at a once thriving traveling lodge that fell into disarray many years ago. Now nothing remains but dust-covered furniture and decaying appliances. However, there's an inexplicable aura that surrounds this place, sending shivers down S's spine. He can't quite pinpoint it, but there's something unsettling in the air. And armed with his camera, S ventures deeper into the desolated lodge. Every creaking floorboard and flickering light adds to the mounting tension, but it's when he enters a particular room that the extraordinary unfolds. Let's take a look. The atmosphere in this room is unlike any other. It sends chills down our spines, and we can't help but feel a sense of foreboding. S leaves his camera behind, hoping to capture any supernatural presence, and hours pass without any significant incidents. But suddenly, something remarkable is caught on camera. Take a closer look. See how the back cushion of the chair eerily presses against the wooden frame, as if someone invisible were taking a seat. This baffling footage left S utterly bewildered. It validates his initial feeling that there was something peculiar about this room. But what does it all mean? Is there a plausible explanation for this? Or are we dealing with forces beyond our comprehension? As of yet, the answers elude us, leaving us with more questions than answers. The following video was captured by two fishermen from Puerto Rico. They were fishing along Bridges Surf Beach when they noticed something quite curious in the waters. That's when they started recording.
Mira, prendí y apagó. Y una boya allí. Y alumbra de momento, ¿verdad? Submarino.
First, one might think that we are seeing some form of machinery here that is illuminating this strange blue light. However, as they get closer, things take quite the weird turn.
Wow, mira eso. Me acerqué.
Mira, empezó en el puente y está en la boya, mira la boya. El puente está a mano izquierda, Mira eso, mira. Mira eso. ¿Hay algo ahí? Mira algo ahí. Míralo. Yo no sé qué carajo es eso, dale para atrás.
Yo no quiero saber.
Dale.
No quiero saber.
No quiero saber, dale.
¿Crees que yo vi algo? Eso es un ovni.
No. Dale.
Mira ahí.
Sí, eso es eso. ¿Hundió?
Me voy.
Wow.
Once they are right next to it, they get a good glimpse at this weird thing. They capture a strange humanoid figure that is swimming across the blue light. The men were sure that this could have not been anything human, and that something otherworldly must have happened here. Perhaps a mysterious creature that was with them that night. Could this be? One night, the family got disturbed by a stranger on their porch. He seemingly tried to force his way into the house. Unfortunately, it is unknown if the police got a hold of him. But what's even more are his wide eyes that don't appear fully human. Strange. User, fortunately now, has shared the following capture of his niece. It reads as follows. 12 AM. 2-year-old captures something on phone. She's my niece. I tried to sage the house. No joke. Fell down the 2nd floor. I can't get a paranormal team to go out without payment. Can barely afford the phone, let alone an investigation. That thing I couldn't handle alone. It sounds that Fortunate's family is haunted by an evil shadow being that might have malevolent tendencies. As he's asking for help on Reddit, one can only hope that they find aid, because they might really need it. Our next video was captured by a CCTV camera in a mall. The story goes that neither the security staff nor customers could see what was going on at the time. Myself, I'm actually not too sure what exactly happened that particular day, and it left me with an eerie feeling. Notice how the security guard controlling the mouse makes us aware of a childlike figure that was captured on the security footage. It is an unusual thin shape that reminds me a lot of a shadow figure. The movement as well is pretty odd. I've never seen many people moving like that. See how the girl just stands still. This goes on for several moments in which we don't see the shadow move once. To me, the shape at this point looks way more like a human than moments earlier. Security staff stated that they could not see the girl in person in the actual mall. But then there is a guard who, in my opinion, notices the girl sitting on the ground very clearly. But I have no idea what exactly happens next. It baffles my mind. The shape follows two customers, phases through one of them, and disappears at the end of the hallway. How do you explain this phenomena? Was it simply a little girl? And this whole video just a hoax? How else could the customers just walk past the shape? Now we join a lone adventurer as he steps into an abandoned house, enveloped in mystery. With each cautious step, he delves deeper into the chilling history that haunts this place. The locals have forbidden entry, and for good reason. Once upon a time, an enigmatic old man called this house his home. He lived a solitary life until his final days. What makes it more perplexing is that no one else ever resided in this vast structure, but it's the events that occurred after his passing. Neighbors share tales of shadowy figures seen near the second floor windows and the sound of children's laughter in the dead of night. Armed with this knowledge, our fearless explorer proceeds with caution, prepared for the supernatural. Suddenly, out of thin air, a small object topples. He pauses, trying to find a logical explanation, but none comes to mind. The object fell on its own, leaving him unsettled. But also at the same time, a creepy shadow can be seen entering a room on the stationary camera, and he had no idea that he caught that. Strange. Undeterred, our explorer ascends the creaky staircase, determined to uncover the secrets of the second floor. He sets up another camera, capturing a different angle. Little does he know, within a few frames, a mysterious silhouette appears against the wall. It's only upon later review that he notices the spectral figure. It sends a chill down his spine, but the real terror is yet to unfold. Our brave investigator discovers several mysterious locked rooms, and a sense of unease fills the air, raising his apprehension. Horrifying twist, the door slams shut as soon as he enters, trapping him inside. Panic sets in as he frantically tries to escape, only to find the door firmly locked. Miraculously, the door unlocks itself, and the man is fleeing in terror. The camera abruptly stops recording, leaving the remainder of his escape uncharted. Yet, right before it shuts off, a chilling sight is captured. the lens pans to the room he just left, revealing a shadowy figure standing ominously, observing his frantic retreat. The realization that he was never alone made the man feel quite uneasy, and it left him profoundly disturbed. This video was shared by a young man who states that he was out on a nightly trip with friends when they saw something rather strange hovering on the other side of the road. He pulled his phone out and started recording. What caught him off guard was that with this strange sighting, there was an unusual weeping noise that he could hear stemming from that thing. If this was just a wind hose or something, why would it be illuminated? He had no explanations for this sighting, and after returning to the car a bit later that evening, the object had mysteriously disappeared, according to the uploader. Some comments even state that it looks quite similar to a head and a torso. Could this mean that we are looking at a real ghost here? Or is there a way more plausible explanation in your opinion? Michael and Heather are a couple that like to tamper with the paranormal forces. They stream some of their Ouija sessions to their viewership, and ever so often, some really interesting events are unfolding. But lately, as one would expect, these forces seem to make it into their house, even if they are not playing with their Ouija board. As we know, playing with a board opens up a door that oftentimes can't be closed easily again.
Hello? Hello? Whoa. Hello?
Yet they decided to proceed with their live Ouija sessions. On a side note, never take off your hands off the planchette without ending the session first.
I'm freaked out now.
As you can imagine, it didn't end there. The following night, they heard some disturbance from outside of the bedroom.
Shh, shh, shh. Who's there?
Did the poltergeist open all their cupboards, or were they opened previously without showing us? But it escalated even more. Around 2 AM, an intruder seemed to start ringing their doorbell. Nobody can be seen outside their house. Strange. It seems that to this day, these events haven't really calmed down. They have several security cameras mounted in their home to capture all the activity. Even their pets are starting to get freaked out. Let's see how this case develops in the future.